can get tabs and backing tracks to practice along with this lesson if you go to my website, www.erichaugenguitar.com. Let me talk briefly about the equipment I'm using. This is a 1966 Fender Mustang with Tom Brantley pickups. I'm in the middle position with both pickups on. Going into my board, using the Strymon Deco for some saturation, a good bit of saturation. Strymon Flint for some reverb in the room. Thank you to my friends at Rode Microphones for helping me out with this Rode NTR ribbon microphone. There will be a link to the further processing and things that I do in the description portion of this video. If you just kind of, click around on the page there, you can find out a little bit more about how I get these sounds. Let's talk about this lesson. This lesson is a continuation of music theory stuff. Previously, I had done a lesson with the major scale and its intervals. Oh, I should point out that this low E string is tuned way down to a C. And it's probably, flopping around, fighting tuning-wise, but that's all right. So we did one where we went through the major scale. Let's do a quick recap. The major scale. And those intervals have names. The tonic, I think of as root. Major second. Major third. Perfect fourth. Perfect fifth. Major sixth. Major seven. Octave again. And so that's the first ear training thing. We start to pay attention to those sounds and what those mean. And now we're going to go over and compare C major, which was previous video, to C minor. Much more sinister scale. Why is that exactly? Why is that a more sinister sounding scale? Yeah, sinister sounding scale. Let's discuss. Here's our tonic, same note. Well, first I guess let's play it. 3, 5, 6, change strings. 3, 5, 6, 3, 5. That's our minor form, our very standard minor form. Everything sounds like Queens of the Stone Age when you drop this low E down to a C. Everything sounds like... Fun song. Great band. Now let's look at those intervals, see how they're the same as major or different. Well, both of those scales have the same tonic, C. They both have a major second, but what now? That's right. C minor has a flatted third, as opposed to C major, which has that sweet raised third or major third. By comparison, wow, what a difference a fret makes. And I say a fret because, well, I could put this note easily over here too. There's E flat over there, here's E flat over here. And so one thing to remember with intervals, usually I do this with pen. Oh, wait, I can do it in front of you with the fretboard. If this is a major third, 3 up to 7, a minor third is always one smaller. Oh, yeah, 3 up to 6. And that's the only difference between minor and major chords is one fret usually of that third. Major third, minor third, desert. Important to realize, and yeah, all the bluesy sounds in the world are... By the way, the tab for this lesson includes every little lick that you see me play, including the opening solo too. So yeah, that little thing, that'll be in there too. So that's our minor third. It's the sad third, which is weird. I don't know why they sound sad, but they do. They really do. Got the blues, yeah, Seattle in the 90s. Okay, and then they both have a perfect fourth. They both have the perfect fifth. But now minor has the minor sixth. Very heavy metal sounding interval, compared to major, which has the major 6. Happy, sinister, or less happy maybe. That one's not as sinister as the minor 3rd. There it is back there, you know, just as easily it's always 1 fret lower than its major cousin. I'm trying to think. Ice cream, death. Okay. So there it is over there. By the way, very heavy metal sound. Things like play Crazy Train in this key? I don't think so, because it has to move around. The Halloween theme. Yeah, it just makes me play metal when I do this to my guitar. What else that reminds me of? Oh, Knight Rider. Wait, can I do it? But that's really not in this key. Moving on, minor 6, very sinister interval. And then the minor 7. You know, this is the minor version of the 7. It's 1 fret lower than the major. Which is actually kind of, in many ways, I don't know, more fun than the major 7. Which is also the 7th that's found in minor 7th chords and dominant 7th chords. Now there's, you know, I'll have to do a whole separate lesson on this. There is some confusion about the difference between a major 7th chord, a minor 7th chord, and a dominant 7th chord, which is sometimes just called a 7th chord, which is where it gets confusing, is because you're like, what do you mean by that? And so sometimes, you know, I remember playing in jazz band when I was 15, I just had my 7th chords all confused because of that nomenclature kind of messiness. But yes, minor 7th and dominant 7th chords have the flatted 7, which is, yeah, a funkier 7th. Yeah, we can do a minor 9 chord. Pretty. That chord, by the way, 3, 1, pinky flat on 3 and 3. Some people do it that way too. Ring finger, pinky. Great chord. So yeah, that's the next phase. I just like to click that over. If we did major, there's minor. Things to notice. I think I'll leave it at that for now. Where this is going next, just so you know, is we did these things scalarly. Then we're going to start to look at our chords and actually hold a chord and look, oh, there's our root, there's our 5th, there's our octave, there's our 3rd, there's our 5th again, there's our root, and then we can start to mess with that. That's where I'm trying to get everybody at, is a place where you could see a chord chart, and when you see a minor 7 flat 5, you don't have to go, oh, I used to know that chord. What is it? You can be like, oh, I need to build that. I can do that. Similarly, that's how I think of modes. So for me, a mode is just a variant of either a major scale or a minor scale, and I just know what I need to do to modify it. That way I don't need to learn a whole bunch of new scales. I just modify my existing scales to suit whatever modal purpose I have, which of course modes is a big subject, and I have some opinions about those that I will share at a later date. For now, groovy, sinister, Queens of the Stone Age, desert, darkness, minor scale intervals. I hope that's helpful for you. Thanks so much for watching.